Want anything, Ma? Huh? You want anything? Yeah, I'm hot. Come on, Tuck. Where do you want to be, bud? You want to be up here, bud? Be up here? Go over here? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good dog. Boy. Sweet old man. And that's the sweetest one is man, bud. So thanks, Mom. Good boy, sweet old man. All right. Let's get on with this. I'm so tired. I've been tired for 2 days. I wake up tired. I slept so funky last night. I wrenched my back. My neck hurts. I woke up. I could hardly move today. But doesn't matter. I still have to do the same things I have to do every day. So it kind of sucks. It's been a long time. I was trying to remember before I started talking the last time I felt as crummy as I feel. I feel pretty shitty. I wasn't going to do a talk at all. It's about an hour ago I thought, no, it's probably... Go ahead, Tuck. Where do you want to be? Here? Good boy, you're getting it. Oh, good boy. You got it just right. Is that your just right porridge spot? Good boy. This is about 42 minutes ago. I said, you know what? I said, I'm absolutely not doing a talk at all. I have no desire. And then that's when I was like, okay, that's when I flipped over my laptop and started setting it up. Because I don't live in my adamancies. Adamancies? Adamancies. I don't live there. So if there's something that I absolutely do not want to do, that just means that I probably oughta. And if there's something that I really, really, really want to do with every fiber of my being and I just can't picture my life without doing that thing, I should probably not. Self-will run riot. It's called discipline. I don't always do the stuff I want to do in life. I don't always get to. There's been a lot of times, though, that I have. I've had a lot of big, huge experiences that haven't been shared with a lot of other people on the planet. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hioka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's been a real hard, I don't know, I guess since Virgo season started, I don't like it. It's like, I don't know, energetically the next season I just feel more like I'm being wrung out. Like my body is being wrung out from past experience, I guess. I don't know. I'm real uncomfortable. And everywhere around me, people are getting wasted. It's all over the place. And that was my solution for a lot of years, and it stopped working, and the places it takes me aren't fun, so. I did make cookies today, though. I made a batch of, they have like the Butterfinger cookie innards, and I did chocolate chip with those. So I managed to do something. It's real hard when the energy's like this. It's so hard to make commitments to do things as much as I want to, because it's like, we'll see. Oh yeah, I'll do that, and then my body's like, oh yeah, you think you're gonna do that? Really? I was gonna go get a bag of dog food at the vet's office, or they called today and said it was in, which is a day early because usually they get it Wednesday. So that's kind of crazy because she just called and ordered it yesterday. And I was like, can I come get it tomorrow? Because I can't hardly move. It's right in the middle of my shoulder blades, all the way up, is where the tenderness is. Finally, finally an hour ago, I took a really, really, really hot shower and let the hot water just set on the inflamed parts, the parts that are inflamed. So, please stay is what I called today's talk. I know there's a lot of people that want to go. There's so many people that are just done with the stinking planet. They don't want to. They can't stand it. It's just, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that a lot of days myself. It's not fun. And when you have a mind, an extra, nacho neurotypical mind, and you can see things how I see them, it doesn't seem like it's gonna get much more fun. I'm really trying to focus on things that I can bring to the local community to make things better. Now, if they don't pick up on any of the ideas, then that just is going to tell me that they don't want things to get better. They just want to serve the beast system. And the thing of it is, though, is every place as we can see now other people are starting to talk about it. I saw somebody do a video today where they were talking about all these fires. Now I have this disaster alert app, and this freaking thing, I know that the world's on fire, and the parts that aren't on fire are flooding, and they're having landslides all over the place. This is the stuff that people have been waiting for. I mean, the land changes. It's not. My heart goes out to the loss of life, the soul contracts that chose to go all at that same time, and for the folks in Hawaii. I grew up in Redding. They burned down Paradise a few years back. Paradise is gone. They said, I looked it up today. I said, what was the final count on that, death count on that? And they said it was 85. I never believe anything that they say is true. I mean, especially when, because Paradise was one of the first fires like that where people started saying, hey, man, that's weird. That's so weird that the house is burned, but all the trees are there and stuff still. Man, as long as people have been walking upright on this planet, there are control freaks, the frequency of control, the people that they think that they are always in the right, and that their way goes because of, I don't know, they got blue blood in them, they got blood in them, that they read in a book someplace that was special, so that they, that their ideas or how things should be for all time. The times change, and a lot of these ideologies are just done. The patriarchy, do as I say, not as I do. I mean, the world's run by a bunch of freaking mental minis, just like egomaniacal, watched too many freaking James Bond movie and decided they want to be the villain and not the hero in their story. It's all over the place. Every day you wake up, you just try it, you just, hang on. Don't leave, because there's a lot of people checking out in a lot of ways. Just living dangerous lifestyles, making poor choices. So you may not be get a gun and put it, they may not be getting guns and put them to their heads, but the things that they're doing, the outcome's the same. Oh, I can't put my head down. So the disaster app that I have, last time I looked at it was yesterday. About this time, Since then, there's been 246 new occasions. Now, my friends, I'm glad that the storm passed and they didn't have a lot of stuff happen to them in LA. Uh, they did get 6 inches of rain, and that's a lot of freaking rain in a short time. And I, you know, when people do these like little mockery videos of stuff, like, you know, like, okay, we're okay, yeah, that's your experience, okay? Your experience is a storm's coming. Your prized possessions aren't like photo albums, stuff like that. It's lawn furniture, shit like that. I get it. The world is full of shallow people. I get it. There are people in all pockets on this planet that have been going through hell their whole lives. While people in America are like, oh yeah, live that best life. La 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 la. People want, you know, and that's one thing as a military, ex-military member, you find out is that freaking nobody in the rest of the world has a high opinion as Americans have about them damn selves. For what? We live in a third world country. Every freaking major city, now even smaller cities, it's just everywhere. Just people living in tents, living in cars, living in vans, living in... Why? Those people that think it's because they want to, I invite every mayor. I invite every single freaking mayor in every city across the land. You got a homeless population? Go get a tent, get your little fucking puffy coat, put it in your backpack, get whatever you can fit in your backpack, and go out and just try and find a place to live. Live amongst your constituents. You know how many of the population of the United States can't vote just because, well, they don't have places to live. They don't have addresses. I was thinking about that today. It's like, let's make all these people freaking homeless, and then we'll just, you know, you can't, you're unqualified. You don't get a ballot. You don't, and if you don't got a driver's license, oh, it's over. I know a dude that doesn't, you know, there's all kinds of people around here that don't have a driver's license because they don't have an address. In order to get a driver's license, you got to have like 2 forms of other forms, like a bill with your name on it, like a utility bill. But if you don't pay utilities, how are you going to get a bill? You know, there's so much more of that population in this country, and these are the people that nobody thinks about. And they don't care how they got there. Because people are so busy with their horse blinders on, they're just, you know. I'm not seeing a whole lot of living in service. I had living in service pounded in my head from a young age. You just help people. People need help. You don't think about where the money, you just help them. Especially if there's been, you know, if they're freaking shell-shocked and freaked out about seeing, you know, their loved ones and their freaking neighbors being vaporized. You just help them. You don't... I'll never forget... I love this land. The administration of this country has been trying to abolish this nation as long as I've been paying attention. The demolition derby, or the controlled demolition on 9/11. Yeah. But I just will never understand. I was like, that's when I was like, you know what? Somebody else is pulling the string somewhere. Somebody has. I don't know what the agenda is. I just know it's not for the good of the people. I don't care what their own weird, flipped, freaking twisted, egomaniacal agendas are. I just know that they got one, and it sucks, and it's shit, and all these little pockets of agenda all over the world, they need to freaking shove it. Because ain't nobody want their freaking way, how they plan the world. Nobody wants it like that. Not as a collective. So, what was I gonna say? We have been getting the rain the last couple days here. That's kind of cool. We've been getting some rain in northern New Mexico. And people don't even have to like. To leave this earth, to just not to start deteriorating at a rapid rate. All people have to do is want to not live anymore. That's all they gotta want to do. And some days I don't want to live. Some days, like, you know what, I haven't had a day off. I haven't lived the same day. As much as I love my mom and my dogs, as much as I love that, and all the joy and the warmth that they bring me in my life, it is still hard for me to live the same day over and over and over, even though that is mom's most comfortable state. So, and my brother and people in my whole entire life, they're just like, oh, because you make that choice to take care of mom, then you get to just suffer with everything else it's just like people just wanted me to suffer. They just want me to just be painstaking. Just if it could suck for Marge, that would be really fucking cool. I called 3 people the other day for a ride. And I couldn't get a ride. So I sat there and I waited for 4 hours. That's what I've always done. I used to not even call. I used to just wait it out. Then I'd be like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to call. And it's not like the people I called, you know? I mean, I thought we were friends, but see, we're at the time now where people are stepping up into cutting away more what serves them. And so I'm like, okay, well, if people aren't there. That's why I really don't have a problem asking for help, because when people don't help me, I won't ask them anymore. I won't ask them again. And then I'll just be like, they're just another filler person on the planet, because they don't matter to me. Because if, especially if I'm generous and kind and loving for a long extended period of time, go out of my way to help people and and make them feel like they're not a piece of shit, just so that they can ignore me. And so it's like, all right, we're not friends. You're just another person that's not on the planet as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, so in addition to the number of people that are just taking themselves out, then you have all the dummies that are just doing stupid stuff. Taking themselves. It's just high turnover right now, man. And then it's another one of those periods of time that don't drink and do a lot of drugs right now, because less is going to be a lot more potent, because the energetic field of people's bodies, they're recalibrating to the Earth's energies. So there's going to be a lot of toxic combinations right now. There's going to be a lot of whoopsies. There's going to be a lot of oopsies. I've had plenty of those. That's why I don't play those. I don't play roulette. I don't play with stuff that I know I don't have control of the outcome. Even because life of and by itself, I don't have control of the outcome. So why am I going to do things to make it more of a gamble? And we're going to see more and more people that are doing that because they're living in self-will. They got the power, all the power. Look at what I can do. And every time I think about, I'm just going to keep thinking about that kid that freaking took a header off the freaking 67-story building, you know, because people just go around, do whatever they want. It's statistics, man. You don't get, nobody in life gets to. If you don't discipline yourself and learn how to discipline yourself in this world, the world will teach you. If you don't know how to yield yourself, the world will teach you how to yield yourself. And if you don't do it in this incarnation, in this life, you will die. In the next life, you will get lots of more freaking little tests, easing God out or living for good orderly direction. How are you going to do it? You going to go closer to source, or you're going to just live for yourself out and do all that lower vibrational shit that goes with it? Everybody has their own experience. I've done it all in my life, in my incarnations. I've been the scoundrel. I've been the freaking Viking. I've been the freaking... all of it. We all do. It's what life is. It's like libraries for the soul. And when you die, you freaking go in and you check out a different story. This morning I was listening to Astrology Report. Robert, he was talking about Ray Bradbury. I read, and it was interesting because 2 days ago I was talking about, recently I was talking to a dude about Ray Bradbury because I read this Illustrated Man when I was like 10, 11 years old. I was 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, 6th grade. I read the Illustrated Man. And it's a story. I don't know. It always stuck with me. I have tattoos, and see, it's not. I liked it because it kind of was an extension of what I believe, so it verified my belief systems in some kind of way. And that is that I get tattoos because they represent something to me, and I have no problem sharing people what they represent to me. People like to keep that shit secret. People are so full of secrets. They think they're not obvious, and they really freaking are. Give me 5 minutes, I can pretty much assess something. Just yeah. Anyway, so I also believe that tattoos are scars from past life injuries, and when people have like whole full body sleeves or legs or whatever on their arms or legs, and there's just the whole thing is just covered, then that body part succumb to that story, it goes beyond tattoos. People show the representations of who they are every day, with everything that they do, with everything that they fill their 3D experience with. They're letting you know who and what they are for, what their energy goes to, what they serve. The outwardly God? Wait, the inwardly God or the outwardly ego? And I understand there's a balance. I keep looking for it. People make declarations daily that they got it. And I'm like, okay, but what are you doing for other people? It always comes back for that. What are you doing for other people? The ones that need it the most. The ones that people don't look at. The scumbags and scoundrels. That's the... What, is the world gonna get better by fucking pampering the elites more? Because we see where it's gotten us. You know, what if we expanded, made a quality of life better for the people at the bottom? Yeah, it's worth a shot. People haven't tried it yet, that I can tell. I did see an article today in Albuquerque. They're putting in a affordable housing unit. They're one unit in 3 years. One unit. Okay, and how affordable is it? And is it going to be a lottery? I mean, how are people going to be chosen and designated that you can live there but you can't? You know? I mean, it's all so hard. I do have a lot of ideas. I'm going to start freaking putting them on paper. You know, if I got to do my little PowerPoint presentations and all that shit, whatever. You know, you got to freaking dress these fucking ideas up in little fucking dresses and bells and whistles and shit before people even consider what you have to say. And it's a bunch of people. See, but I live in New Mexico. They do it all the time. They have open meetings. They want people's ideas because they know they don't have good enough ones on their own. Same thing with the NM.Dot. The New Mexico Department of Transport. Please come to our meeting and tell us what you think. That's what all these surveys and stuff are. Please tell us what you think because we have no fucking idea. So I got ideas. I'm going to give it to them. Yep. Anyway. One more thing I want to talk about and then I'm done. Because I'm done. My voice is like, I've known a lot of people with head injuries. Head injury basically is just I mean, if you know anybody that has had a good crack on their head. Now, Mom had a gnarly head injury. She still has a freaking goose egg on the back of her head because a dude slammed her head in a car door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne. It's like the poor man's Impala. Those freaking doors are heavy. Anyway, when I was talking to the neurologist after she had her stroke, because I was the only one around. I'm 15 years old. But now I'm my mom's caregiver pretty much. Well, I'm her custodian pretty much. I got to make sure that nobody takes advantage of her because now she's had a major traumatic head injury. And my little sister had one. Well, I think that's what killed her. But she had a couple before from accidents and stuff. My dad had a very, very significant accident. He had a traumatic brain injury. The thing of it is when something happens to somebody's head, that is your CPU. That's your central processing unit. All right? So when something happens there, it taxes the rest of the system. So picture it, if you will, like somebody has a stroke, there's damage, or somebody gets hit in the head, there's damage to the brain. It's soft tissue. Your brain is soft tissue. So if you get hit by a ball, a softball, have you ever seen somebody get hit by a softball? They got a softball sized bruise on them. So soft tissue in your brain, you get hit, yeah, you got your skull, but that's not how physics works. The soft tissue gets damaged. And so when Mom, you see somebody that acts different after their injury than they did before their injury, picture, if you will, a map, like an atlas, right? Or like your GPS or whatever. And your brain has all the pathways. It's like a map, and roadways and interstates and highways. But then there's an injury that creates a said sinkhole. Okay? So there's a sinkhole. Now the brain has to reroute. It says, okay, the thought process, it can't go past the sinkhole anymore, so now it has to go back and find an alternate route. So that's why a lot of people with head injuries, they're not you don't always get the same people. You don't end up with the same people that you start out with in this world. We're constantly evolution. We're constantly changing. It's a constant evolution. You know, and then when people start acting different, it's like, yeah, they're because they're supposed to. People don't keep that's weird to me if people just keep acting the same way over and over. Isn't that the definition of insanity? What do you think? Wait, what's the different result from there? Hi, Theodore. I prefer not to say. Why drinking tonight? I'm not drinking tonight. I don't drink any night. I haven't drank in. I had a 7-month hiatus, and then I got sober in 2002, and then in 2000. Yeah, I don't drink. No, I just feel like shit. That's all. Feel like crap. Come on here and talk about head injuries and stuff. So anyway, remapping the brain. A friend of mine was telling me about after her husband had she thinks he had a stroke, that he would just look at the remote and I think when I picture somebody doing that, I'm wondering, it's like, cause the way the thought processes are, and sometimes people flip through different. So he's looking at the remote, but he's remembering a different remote, and so he's trying to differentiate, which button to push to turn the or he doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know if he wants to turn the channel, or he doesn't know if he wants to turn the volume up or down. You go, girl. So I remember having that conversation with Mom's neurosurgeon, neurologist. Is it Dr. Grady? Was that it? Does that sound right? Dr. Grady? I wonder if he's still around. I think he might think it was pretty remarkable that Mom's still around, because it is Mom's a miracle. So when I explained, I said, so is it like this? And then I gave him, he said, yeah, that's exactly how it is. So, I may not have read a lot of books about the labeling and the terminology of the different parts. I know a lot about which parts do what. And I know a lot about how to live with people that have had just freaking terrible shit happen to them. And the best thing that other human beings can do for people that have had a lot of really terrible shit happen to them is stop throwing more shit at us. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have